We like dumpsters.
Big old dumpies.
Shade likes dumpster diving. That's what we discovered before this podcast today.
It's actually that's how I got all of my equipment for YouTube. Just dumpster diving.
I'm very jealous of your hat right now, too. By the way, I fucking love neon green stuff. And
yeah, so
I love that.
Remember how I sent you that link? I sent you the link to that neon.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna send it to me for like promotion or something. I was like, oh, I have to buy it. Fuck no, that.
It was no, it was so my nephew. This company makes like a small hat for kids, like a mini, and I reached out to the contact that I have, and I was like, hey, like it's sold out. Just let me know when it's not sold out. Like I wasn't asking for the free one. I was like, let me know when it's not sold out so I can buy it. And he was like, yeah, no problem. And he was like, expect the shipment next week. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Thanks, man. And he sent me the mini, the small hat, and then this bright neon one, and then like this black, like paint splattered bucket hat. And I was like, nice. That was nice, man. That was cool. So now I have an even brighter hat now for concerts, so people can.
I love bright neon.
See me.
You should just send it to me. Just send me that.
Hey, wait, how tall are you, Shade? You're
about 6
like
foot.
Yeah, you're 6 foot. So you're going to be 6 foot standing in the crowd with a neon hat, with people forced to just stare at the bottom of your yellow hat.
Yeah.
You know, you're the kind of person I would punch in the back. and then point to the girl next to me and be like, it was her.
I can see that happening.
I'm the target in the mosh pit.
You are. Guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Solid Sound Podcast, where we talk about our favorite musicians over the world. Fortunately, we've been very dominated by baby metal lately, so it's going to be another baby metal heavy podcast, just like the last one I did. Because there's a lot of
no problem with
baby
that, man.
metal. Yeah,
they're kind of cool. You know?
They're all right, you know.
They're kind of cool. Yeah.
I am wearing my Hannah BA shirt to represent because I'm still a big Spicy Queen fan. I still love that song.
Yeah, speaking of that, let's talk about all the things happening. We got a Hanabiye interview coming up this Wednesday. Unfortunately, it's going to be through Zoom because we couldn't link up in Japan for August, but we're still going to try to do that. And we got a lot of questions for Spicy Queen to dive a little bit deeper into that song that were just submitted to their management. And we can't wait to get that interview out for you all. And the latest thing, the baby metal interview is confirmed. And yes, I will be asking questions this time. And hopefully not freezing and pissing my pants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hopefully. We're hoping.
I'm really considering wearing a diaper to this interview.
I mean, you could just take a piss before you go in to the interview.
I could, but Champ, I have the ability to piss right before something and still have to piss like 5 minutes later. So I don't know if that would work. Probably.
That's pretty amazing.
Probably because of the crazy amounts of coffee I drank. I'm sure that has something to do with it.
I think we're all collectively too old and too young to wear diapers.
We're right in the middle.
But I think for this, there's an exception to be made.
There's always an exception. Come on.
Yeah, there's a huge exception.
Didn't you hear about all those Taylor Swift fans going to the Taylor Swift concerts? They're like, we don't want to lose our spot.
Oh, man.
Wait, seriously?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was like a big thing on TikTok when she first started touring.
They wore diapers up front. I mean, we probably should do that for baby metal concerts. I mean, that'd be a good idea to get that rail seat. I can see Shade wearing a diaper, like wearing some signature diaper.
I don't want to see Shade wearing a diaper. Let's not put these images in people's heads.
I'm putting that
please.
in the thumbnail. Thank you, AI. AI is gonna make me a sick Shade in a diaper picture for the thumbnail.
That's just gonna be a cosplay. I'm just gonna wear my bright green hat, no shirt, no pants, and an oversized adult diaper. And they're gonna think I'm like cosplaying a sumo wrestler or something. Like it's gonna be solid.
Everybody, welcome to the Piss Kink podcast, where we talk about.
Should we just wear diapers during a podcast? I mean, then we don't have to use the restroom. I mean, that'd be
actually. I would prefer to move on from this conversation.
This is why people tuned in. They don't care about the baby metal interview, Hannah BA interview. They don't care about any of that nonsense.
During the Bloodywood interview, Shade literally brought up how our podcast devolves into chaos in the first 2 minutes, and during that interview, it got dark so quick. Right? We're talking about what were we talking about at the beginning?
He's like, you know, I love performing. It's like the closest thing to drugs.
Yeah.
He's like, you know, he's like, I'd advise people to do this instead of drugs, and I'm like, yeah. And then he started talking about like Narcan and like a convenience stores or something.
Never selling drugs.
And he had like a self-reflection moment where he's like, This got dark fast.
But he's not wrong. I mean,
Very on
ultimately, the
brand.
sentiment is pretty accurate. It's the most you're going to feel like you're on drugs. That's not actually being on drugs.
So this Baby Metal interview was a roller coaster ride. We were like, it's kind of confirmed. We're going to find out Friday, right? So we all got flights booked. We were all planning to go. And then on Friday,
Alan broke my heart.
And then I did. I gave them the it's not you, it's me conversation on Sunday. I mean, no, Saturday night. But Friday, we're like, we're gonna find out, right? So they were like, we're gonna do the interview on Monday. So Capitol Records was like, let's do it Monday. And we're like, fuck. All right, switch the flights to Sunday. Shade switches his flights to Sunday. We get it all set up, and then I find out, I'm like, oh, we still don't have confirmation Friday night. And we're like, oh shit, you only have 24 hours to cancel a flight or like rebook it so you can get your credit or get money back. And we're just like on the edge of our seat, just wondering. And he's like, we'll let you know late Saturday morning. So I'm waiting for Joe, waiting for the confirmation from the emails. And he sends me the email chain of how crazy it is. And I'm like, oh God. Because now with Capitol Records, we have to get approval for multiple people. It wasn't like 2 years ago where it was much easier to get set up. So now it's like, everyone has to have a say. Everyone has something they want. So it's like going back and forth, compromising with like 20 different people.
Yeah, you got the red tape and the yellow tape and all the other tapes now that are added on top of it.
Everything in between. But so he was like, I don't know, Alan. I don't have anything for later in the morning. So I'm like, well, fuck it. I might as well cancel the flight. It looks like that. Like this is not happening. It's not going to happen. And it's like, of course, it was right after I put 99% chance that the Baby Metal interview is happening. I'm like, wow, that 1% kicked in hard. So I'm thinking it's not going to happen. And then later on, I get a message at like 2 p.m. It's on. It's scheduled for Tuesday now. I'm like, fuck. I already canceled the flight. So we had a rebook for Monday. And then so I let Shade know. I think Shade had already canceled his flight or whatnot. And then I talked to Joe. And unfortunately, we're trying to get Shade to come and, do some camera work, but he already had a camera guy booked. And I was already booked to answer questions and do sound. So
it's all right. New York sucks anyway. I didn't even want to go to the Baby Metal show. Who's Baby Metal anyway? I don't care.
So Shade was going to come, and it would have been nice too. I needed help with filming stuff, but oh well. That's what it is.
Sorry, it's gonna be fucking awesome. I'm excited.
Hey, you can still go. Go to the concert. We're gonna get Champ there. All right, we're gonna get Champ to that show on Tuesday. So Champ and I are going to do a podcast for that Baby Metal show. If you know anyone with extra tickets that we can like buy off of, let us know so we can get that ticket right away for Champ for Tuesday. So anyone in the Baby Metal community, there's somebody with extra ticket or anyone that can help us out, I'll buy it off you so we can get Champ to that concert. So let us know as soon as you can.
Word, very appreciated.
Yeah, because we're gonna interview people in the line and stuff. We're gonna have a good time hanging out with you all at the New York show if you're going, and we're gonna talk about Baby Metal and hear your thoughts, how you discovered them, things like that. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun video. They'll be posted on the channel later in the week, along with the interview questions and stuff that I'll be asking. They'll be up on my channel, but the full interview will be up on Fox because it's a Fox affiliated thing. But we're still gonna have the questions that I ask up on this channel for the podcast. So super excited. Finally, I was always telling myself, I really hope I get another opportunity to do this so I can actually ask questions, since I was so scared the last time when Joe hit me up out of nowhere. He's like, hey, you want to ask a question? And I was like, and couldn't think of anything to ask, so I didn't ask anything. I just like stood there dumbfounded. I don't even remember how the first one happened. Went by so fast. That was all a feverish dream. I was actually looking at some of the vlog footage that I had from that day that I'd never posted for some reason. I should probably put that up. It'd be pretty interesting to compare the first time to the second time.
Yeah, put it up after. Let's get the stuff from both and then have a little side by side.
Yeah, have a little side by side. But yeah, it's finally happening.
Cool. Gotta love some Baby Metal. Gotta love some interviewing.
And also during that Jayon interview, we were talking about, the possibility of him playing, with Baby Metal like together on stage. And then literally the next show, he does it. And Alex Terrible goes up on stage with them. I didn't even know Alex Terrible was in the States, but I guess, has he been living here for a good minute?
I think he has a house in Orlando. That's what I was seeing. They're like, oh, he has a house in Orlando. That's why it made sense. But I didn't know either. I just saw
Where were they? They were in Tampa?
In Tampa, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Other thing that I heard is because the stage was way bigger and way better to pull it off or something because the stages were too small in the other places.
Did you guys watch them? Did you guys watch both the clips?
No, we're gonna watch it together right now.
Okay, because I didn't see the full performance. I've just seen clips of like when they come out, and it's pretty badass. But like I will say, they kept them right in the center. Like I don't know if the stage size matters because the girls were up on a platform, and they were just there. They weren't like running around and perform, like they were just in one spot. So
I just didn't believe I just didn't believe the commentary about like the stage being too small or stuff for this Les Irving show. They definitely could have pulled it off. I think it was just they were planning on doing it at a certain venue. Or
after Jayant kicked off the fire, after he kicked off the pyro deck, I don't know if they wanted him up there. You know, did you see that at the show?
No, he kicked it off.
Yeah, during his set, during Bake Off. During Bake Off, he put his foot up on the thing and the wheels weren't locked and it rolled off the front of the stage.
I saw
the fire,
that.
like the pyro, the smoke machine, the whole deck rolled off the front of the stage. And like in between songs, he like they all ran out there to try pick it up. They just rolled the whole thing out back to like re-tack it and get it all set up.
I did see that. I remember looking to the right. We didn't even talk about that during our review. We're like, because I remember him going over there. I just saw it looked like a huge fucking fire thing. Were they all connected? Because it all fell off. I was in my seat and I saw that happen. I was like, what the hell? That's crazy.
Yeah. It was wild.
But yeah, we got a couple. I don't know if this is the best footage. I just grabbed the ones with the most views for us to react to for song 3 to check out and for ConCon. I don't know if you guys can let me know if this is the best one right here. It had 10,000 views. This is Chris Newsom's footage that he uploaded on his YouTube channel. So show him some love.
Hey, so before we jump into this, did you guys not have pyro? Just curious.
We did have pyro.
Oh, we did.
It's just less of it, or because you were saying that like the pictures looked like there was way more going on.
Oh, in this
at
one?
the Tampa show.
What was your?
I don't know. I don't know if there was. I don't know if there was more. I think it's probably the same, like 3 and 3 on each side, because they had 3 pyro. I don't even know what you call that. Like just a pyro machine. They had 3 on one side, 3 on the other, and then also 3 smoke and 3 smoke. So
real quick, Simno
I don't know if Tampa was more.
Real quick, Simno said Slaughter to Prevail moved to Florida when it kicked off in Ukraine. Okay, that makes sense.
The whole band. Okay.
That's crazy. But in Baltimore, they didn't have pyro because there is some places where they won't let you do pyro at all.
Yeah. The venues might not allow it.
Yeah, I had a feeling that
the state itself, like there's definitely like different rules depending on what state you're in.
That's a good point.
And depending on like the fire codes and all that type of shit, you know, like in New York, for example, you weren't allowed to have pyro inside at all for several years until just recently again.
So Tampa was the only show so far that had Alex Terrible on there and Jayant, right?
Yep. And Kareem.
Wow.
Or Raul. They were both up there.
Oh, they were both up there. Raul was up there too. Talk about lucky as fucking Florida. Jesus. Like this is why you can't miss a Baby Metal concert. You never know. You never know. I hope we get something special in New York City. I really do.
Who could show up in New York though? Who's in New York just like consistently that could jump on there? Wait, who are their collabs? What are all the collabs that are on the Baby Metal album? We can figure this out. Somebody that's doing a collab lives in New York.
I don't know if they changed the set list for one show though. I don't know if they will.
Chris is rubbing it in right now. He's like, and we had AC too. Fuck. God damn. That's awesome. All right, go to Florida from now on, I guess, for shows. I don't know. Going to Florida at this time of year is brutal.
I'm not going. Nothing could get me to go to Florida at this point.
I have to go to Florida at the end of next week. I'm not. The Smoothie King conference is going to be in Florida. I'm like, what the hell? It's because the CEO is trying to be cheap, and he knows it's cheaper in the end of June. So we're going to
Brother, it is going to be 99 degrees in New Jersey on Monday. What is it going to be like in Florida?
Hey, with humidity. It's been 100. It's been 110 in El Paso for it was like 110 for 4 days straight. It was so brutal. So brutal.
It's been terrible. This is not a good time to be going into hot weather, I think.
Yeah. Did you hear that the Blue Man Group and Asami of Love Bites as their guest singer August 21st, 2025? What?
The Blue Man Group? What?
The Blue Man Group and Asami of Love Bites as the guest singer. That's wild. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. That's kind of crazy. We'll look it up in a moment. But yeah, back Baby Metal for right now. Then we'll get into all this other miscellaneous news that we want to talk about afterwards. But yeah, we're going to definitely set up something for getting to that LA show for November 1st. We're figuring it out. We just talked about it before the podcast. And again, if anyone knows anyone with extra tickets for New York City, let me know. I'm going to go look up online, but we will definitely take it off your hands, buy it off of you. If you guys got any extra tickets for that one, we need to get Champ there. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing you guys. Who's going to the New York City show in the chat? Let me know. Put it in the chat for us. Which song you guys want to check out first? You want song 3 or Con?
Let's do Con.
Let's do Con. Okay.
Let's do Con first.
Let me get a shout out to www.jlee.photo. This is his video. It's the most viewed one. I hope it's the best version of it. If it isn't, let me know if there's another one. But this is his footage that he took on his channel. Make sure you go show him some love over there. And let me make sure you guys can hear this video also. And here we go. That's not working. You guys can't hear that, right?
No, I can't hear that.
Yeah, hold on. Let me fix that. Looks that real
great,
quick. It looks great, yes.
Quality's unmatched. It looks great.
Mixing levels are great. The EQ is like literally completely the same for everything.
All right, it should work now.
This choreography is fucking awesome.
Yo, every time I hear this song, I get excited, guys. Like, I really love the vocals for this. And then, yeah,
how do we not have a T-shirt?
How do
we not have a T-shirt of that little fox guy? A little animated thing on the front.
Oh, I wonder. Yeah.
Back it up like 5 seconds.
All right, hold on.
This guy.
Oh yeah.
That little guy.
Yeah.
I want a T-shirt with that kid on it. You know.
That would be cool. Yeah. I cannot wait to get the vocals for this and separate it.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's recording with a phone.
Oh yeah, you see it? The stick.
Wait, I didn't even see him run out there.
Yeah, they came from the shadows.
Wait.
Whoever's doing the camera work for that was actually great. That was like pro camera work because they pulled out just as the dude showed up on the stage.
It's like if they knew
that was like
something.
Professional shit. Yeah, it's as if they might have actually known this band. What do you know?
See if they run up. Oh, there you go. Okay, now I see him running up. Like for me, at first it just appeared. They just like appeared there. I'm like, wait, what? What did I miss?
I think they did a music video for this, and I said this whenever I reacted to it because they the screen in the background, like the way that they film like Raul and Jayan's part, if it looks like it's like from a music video. So I'm pretty excited and hopeful that there's going to be an official video coming for this song.
There has to be. There has to be. Or there's going to be a live music video, a pro live music video version of it.
I'm cool with that too.
Maybe though. They would have to do another concert like with them in it. Did you guys see professional cameras at this show? Anyone in chat that was at the Florida one? Was there any like professional cameras out there filming?
I don't know. I bet they're going to do a music video though. The song is blowing up so hard. I mean, it would probably be about logistics at that point. But if everybody likes it, you know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you make a music video?
Yeah, I've heard like zero hate for this song.
Also,
which
can
is
you
rare.
think of any song that remotely sounds anywhere close to this? It's so unique in my opinion. Like this song, like just
I
like
love the yodel
everything.
that she does. Like,
Yeah,
I was gonna try to
great.
mimic it, but I'm glad you went for it.
No, I'll do that. I'll make an ass out of myself every time. Don't worry.
Goat is saying Blu-ray of LA would be likely. Do you think they would have them come out to LA for this show?
Maybe it depends if they're still. No, I don't know, man. That's tough.
Yeah,
Poppy will probably be there.
They might have. They might have like Polyphia.
I believe Poppy has residence in LA, so that would be the most likely one if you're gonna get one person to jump on there.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they got all of them out there. Like, you know how like rappers do that? They always have all the guest stars there for a concert.
Yeah,
or
dude,
something.
it would be fucking sick. I would love that.
That would be badass if they did something similar to that for just this special show. That would really show you how much they love baby metal too. Just like to go out there for a couple songs, so, you know, they go travel, just do 1 or 2 songs is wild, right?
You know what though?
Really
like,
cool.
I don't know how this works, but just thinking about it, like, I wonder how pay distribution would work in a situation like that, where you get like a bunch of different collaborators onto a live show, which you're going to create a DVD out of, and then you're going to sell that DVD. Do you now have to like separate pay to each of the collabs? Like, that might be insanely hard to do.
I know what they get paid with: exposure.
Yeah, I'm sure they're all really excited about
a little too big to get paid for exposure. I'll tell you that.
I don't know.
Fucking way.
I don't know. You'd
Listen,
be surprised.
I think there's
you'd be surprised. You never know.
To Champ's point, I think there's a reason why we don't see F Hero on Papaya anymore.
100%. That's why. I have no doubt that that's the answer for him.
That cha-ching, baby.
Yeah.
Exactly. That copyright.
True.
Yeah, exactly. But it would be the coolest fucking thing in the world if they actually did do that, because that would end up being one of like the all-time iconic great shows. Like shows of all time.
Box, Polyphia, blanking,
Poppy,
Bloodywood, Poppy. You get Tom Morello, because Metallica's technically on that track list, right? Like, if you can get everybody out there.
No way he's showing up though. but it would be cool as fuck.
We're developing a fantasy here. All right, we can dream.
Yeah, I think Huey's going to be there too for November 1st. So I mean,
I think she's coming out for Kawaii. The song Kawaii that she's collaborating with.
That's going to be her debut back into baby metal or something like that. You know?
Yeah. She said happy birthday.
I just noticed that they have the lyrics on the stage.
Yeah. It's hard to read because it's so fast, but it's there.
I think they got a little too cute with that, man. I love how they still have him in the background. From the regular performance. Yeah. So that's how not prepared they probably were for this. Maybe this was like a last minute thing, because they still kept the footage up there and everything, you know, instead of trying to switch it out, put it on there. But Champ, what were you saying when the video was playing? I kind of couldn't hear you.
Oh, I just said I think they're getting a little too cute with the lyrics, blurring them all, because the whole point of the lyrics is so we can read them, right?
Yeah.
I think
they want you to see the lyrics like if you're hearing them, you know?
That's what it sounds like. I'm not gonna lie. They nailed that.
All right, back to Deanna's getting into it, man.
Heart is so good.
Come on, Sue.
Wow, that's screaming, man. Holy crap.
Get them on a mic.
Yo, people are getting murdered up front.
Get a spotlight on our guy.
You think he was live right there?
Oh yeah. I think. Hold on, Alec, can you pause it?
Say it again.
I think I was asking if you could pause it, so I didn't want to yell over it. I think he realized that obviously there's still the track going. I think he realized that he couldn't, like, he wasn't coming over it enough, and he like upped his volume. Like you could hear like halfway through that bit where he got louder.
Yeah,
that's
like,
why I
he's
was
like, no,
asking.
you guys are gonna fucking hear me. It's like, this is my time to shine.
It sounded like his mic was off at first, and then it sounded like it was really loud, and I was like, holy shit, what just happened right there? But yeah, okay, cool.
God, that was cool. That was awesome. All right, sorry. The little fox is so adorable.
We need a little fox shirt for Shade.
Yeah. He's dancing.
Yeah, he's just getting it.
I love that the haze are on the down offbeat.
Right?
Listen, they're not as coordinated as a Japanese crowd. Okay.
No, I think it's intentional, man.
Really?
I think it's built for that because
No, it's on the upbeat. It's on the upbeat. The haze are on upbeat. Hey,
it's
on the upbeat. Well, also they're not
cool.
coordinated. They're still missing it. They're still trying to do it.
Yeah, we're Americans, but
We're just happy to be there.
yeah, no, it sounds cool that way. It's definitely designed to be on the upbeat though, because just like I feel myself, I'm headbanging on the downbeat,
it's
right?
on the upbeat,
and then I'm up when they say hey, so I'm like, oh, do I have to fix this at some point?
That's the thing with Bloodywood and Baby Metal. They're always upbeat. I love upbeat metal, man. I really do.
Gives a little bit of that reggaeton flavor to it.
I love that.
Makes it a little catchier.
For sure. Just it's good stuff. Good stuff. All right.
Yeah, I thought that sounded great. I thought that looked great. By the way, I just want to give them credit for the choreo style, because I love how they're like, they've always done this, but let's just give credit where credit's due, especially on this song. When it starts to get very like melodic during the chorus part, I guess that's the chorus, they start becoming, I don't know any terminology, so this is, yeah, there you go. I was gonna say some fucking shit that had nothing, yeah, but yes, fluid, let's go with that. They literally move like water as that's happening, and then when it starts getting heavy again, they get like more, I don't know, staccato in their movements.
Yeah.
Right? And it just looks cool that way.
Yeah, it does.
I love it. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Their choreography for this song was unmatched. I don't know, because we saw it live last week, and I don't think there was a choreography that was more fun, like visually, to like jam out to. That was really cool.
Well, the thing is, like, we still are waiting on like the official like produced version of this song too. On top of that,
True.
Yeah, and it
like,
already fucks.
Yes, I'm like, I can't imagine what that one's gonna sound like. I'm just curious. I'm really curious. I can't wait to like hear the full on production of it. I wonder if it's still in the mixing process for the release coming out later in August. Do you guys think they're gonna push it back more? I have this feeling they might push it back more.
I don't think so. I think someone had the brilliant idea to release multicolored vinyls, and they said we can do this and sell them out, and they did. And they're like, but we need more time to do this. And they're like, what's the ROI on that? And like, well, no one's gonna cancel. No one's gonna not buy the album because it got pushed back, but we can make, a few $1 million off of these limited edition, signed copy vinyls. And they're like, you know what? You got a raise. Let's do that. And
what if they come up with more ideas though before August? Yeah.
I wish I had the discipline to not fall for it, because I'll probably buy whatever it is that they say.
See, this is why being broke is actually nice every once in a while, because I don't even have to consider this stuff. I just watch you guys get stressed out about having to purchase stuff that you can afford, and I'm going, I don't have any money.
I think Shade is just making himself broke, because I can't do all that.
Oh, don't you talk, Alan. You bought an $8,000 Konami guitar, brother.
It's not my money though. My personal money. This is PayPal's money. Okay, this is PayPal's credit.
Oh my
all right?
God, it's credit card.
It's on a credit card. I didn't pay for it technically. I mean, I could just stop paying my credit card. They'll probably go after me for my Konami guitar.
Everyone watching. Don't take any advice from what Alan just said. It is your money. It is your money. Don't do that.
It just hurts my credit
this
score.
guy
I mean, it's not taking it from me. All right.
I'll tell you what, Shade. I've known this guy for about 6 years now. I think 5 or 6 years now, and he always manages to pay for things that he doesn't have money for, and then it doesn't seem like he ever has to pay for it later. So he might have a magical recipe that we need to learn.
Oh man,
I just remember when we went to Minnesota for the Bandmade show. You were like, "Yeah, I got here for free." I was like, "What do you mean you got here for free? Cost me fucking $1,000." And you were like, "Yeah, I had some air miles, and I sold them, and I got this." And I was like, "What the fuck is he talking about?"
Yeah, that's why. No, you're right. I sell a lot of shit like on the side. This is why having 6 different jobs can help sometimes.
I also, for the Baby Metal vinyl, like the release. So I had pre-ordered it whenever they announced it back in like April, right? When they're like, "Hey, this is when it's coming out. It's supposed to release last week, actually." And so I pre-ordered it, and I'm like, this is awesome. So excited. And then they did the thing where they're like, "Hey, here's these exclusive, here's a Sue Metal version, a Momo Metal, a Moa Metal, and whatever." And I'm like, well, now I want that. And so I canceled my other pre-order because for the same reason, I'm like, it just doesn't make sense for me to have both. I wanted both, but I had to be a good boy and cancel one to buy the other. So I was being somewhat smart, but they still got me. Nonetheless, they still got me.
Before we check out song 3, somebody in the chat mentioned something that I'm actually interested about. Do you think Bandmade fans pay more for Bandmade merch or Baby Metal fans pay more for Baby Metal merch? Because they are very neck and neck with releasing a ridiculous amount of merch and people buying multiples of whatever they're selling. Hey, your dog's alive.
Do you consider VIP tickets merch?
Are we talking about percentage per person, or are we talking about like the overall
GDP?
There's more Baby Metal fans out there than Bandmade fans, so there's definitely more merch coming into Baby Metal.
Okay. We're talking about each individual fan. Like, who spends more money? Well, I mean, if you include Konami guitars in the mix, I mean, that's ridiculous.
I think Bandmade fans are willing to spend more of their own money on Bandmade than Baby Metal fans.
Yeah, that might be the case. Yeah. But they have more fans to make more money, so
exactly. Yeah. But like every Bandmade fan that I talk to is like, "Yeah, I'll buy everything that they put out." And I'm like, Jesus Christ!
Not just everything though; they buy multiples. Like that's the thing. Yeah. It's not like like Bandmade fans. Like they bought 2 Konami guitars. There was multiple people that bought 2 or 3 Konami guitars. The guy that I got the guitar from, he had 3 of them. I was like, "Wow, that is crazy!" And then he wasn't the only one. There was other people that had 2 of them. So,
buying multiple merch things, I guess, makes a little more sense if it's being shipped from Japan, because like you'll pay $60 for shipping, so you might as well get 10 items.
Dude, these guitars were distributed in the U.S. though. These guitars were distributed.
I'm not saying guitars. I'm saying like merch. Like if I buy a T-shirt, right? Like
true, but
because again, I bought Bandmade T-shirts and they were like $30 a pop. Not crazy, pretty normal for a T-shirt, maybe a little more. But I paid more for the shipping than I did for the individual shirt. So I bought 2 T-shirts and shipping, and it cost me like $140. And I was like, man, that's a lot for a couple of cotton shirts. But that shipping cost. So
true.
Someone go crazy, buy 30 of them. And just,
it's the same with like, when you're buying stuff off Amazon, you don't want to, they give you like deals and stuff like on the shipping if you buy more. So it's like, it's always makes sense to buy in bulk in these situations.
Well,
but they
make it easy for you. This is what's brilliant about the marketing teams for Baby Metal and Bandmade. Like Bandmade will have multiple versions of the same CD, so you will order more of the same album, so you can get all versions of the album and their artwork. So I mean, they're making it easy for US fans. And you're like, we know you got a lot of shipping to pay for, so we're gonna give you multiple versions of the album to choose from. So you can order all 5 of them.
They're all following that Linkin Park precedent that was set back in 2001 when they released the same album 12 different times.
Champ, it is crazy you said Linkin Park. When we were just listening to Con, I wanted to make a comment and say that it's when Raul comes on and rap, it reminds me of like Linkin Park, like Mike Shinoda, Chester, like it reminds me of like a Linkin Park influence when they come in and do the rap. And I didn't say it, but you just said Linkin Park. I'm like, what the fuck? I was just thinking that like 5 minutes ago.
No, you're definitely right.
Not for merch, but for the song. But
for the album,
if the shoe fits, I guess.
It's new metal. It's got new metal because they're adding this rap in there, so it definitely brings back that new metal flavor that we've kind of lost a little bit over the years. I definitely think that this song carries it. Actually, a few of Baby Metal's tracks recently have carried that new metal flavor, which I love. Bring that shit back into the mainstream.
Ken just said, Alan using what they call woman's math. What is woman's math?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not real money. It's not real money.
Oh, PayPal.
It's like when you pull out like $100 cash like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And like that money's not in your bank account anymore, so it's not real money. Like it doesn't count. Like if you spend it, like it's not actual money anymore because it's been pulled out of your bank account.
Yeah, you're no longer using it to figure out how much money you have.
Exactly.
So it can be anything. It's free now.
Ken on Twitch said they PayPal owns my left testicle. Probably. It may already be.
Damn, what are they paying?
About 8,000 for the Konami guitar. I mean,
shit. Dude, I might sell a testicle for $8,000.
I don't need both. I can't even play guitar, but I'll buy one.
Okay, yeah. They're saying paying money you don't have for shit you don't need. Yeah. Hey, I gotta say, I'm making a video about it. I've been using the shit out of my Konami guitar. I literally.
That's true.
I've already played with it 9 hours this week for concerts, but. Oh man!
And you took it to Boston, right?
And I took it to Boston, played it for that show. Some of you aren't gonna like some of the footage because there's like certain parts where I have a drumstick and I play one of the riffs with a drumstick. And I'm like, oh man, people are gonna see it. They're like, bro, he's beating on his Konami guitar with a drumstick.
Yeah, canceled.
Canceled. Yeah. Oh man, but I gotta find that clip. But I'm gonna put up a clip. There's actually a lot of cool things about the Konami guitar that I love. Just a little side note. Like I didn't know it had glow in the dark fucking fretboard or whatnot on the top. So the stage lights went out on the Rock House show that I did, and I couldn't see shit. And I looked down at my guitar. I'm like, oh my God, it's glowing. I can see where I'm playing. It was so great. I was so happy.
You probably yelled that into the mic too, and it just became part of the show.
Yeah, no, I actually heard that it doesn't glow in the dark. That was just the magic of Konami's like powers coming through the guitar when you were playing it.
You actually activate it with the drumstick. Like that's how you turn it on.
Yeah.
Bang it.
Ethan
in the YouTube chat said Ethan on YouTube said Konami would be proud of the drumstick thing, and I probably agree. I think Minshow mode would go crazy.
Don't you have like an Akane drumstick too that you got from like Crowd? But one of us did at some point.
Zertix.
I think that might have been a Wave Orion. You got to get that. Use that to play the Konami guitar. Now you've got like.
I'm working on. I'm gonna put up a bunch of footage of me using a Konami guitar, and there's also a part of my set where everyone plays my guitar. So a lot of people played on this Konami guitar also. We do Hey Man, Nice Shot by Fuel. And when we do the drop tuning, it's just like noise in the beginning. So I go around with my guitar, give them my pick, and they always like strum on it. So yeah, I think Konami would be happy. It's being played. It's being played a lot. So I'm surprised I haven't dinged it or anything yet. Because I mean, I'm a wild man on stage. So I'm like always like playing that behind my back, throwing it around. Not throwing it around, you know what I mean? But I'm surprised I haven't.
Throwing it around your back.
Yeah. I haven't hit anyone with the guitar, which is impressive. Actually, I lied. Last show, I accidentally clocked someone in the forehead with the headstock. Oh, I felt so bad.
Ooh, that would not.
They were
good.
Drunk, to be fair, but they got a little too close to me.
Wait. Hold on. Is this like the? So we had the girl math, which was, buying shit you don't need, like it's not real money, whatever. Is this the version of like boy math? It's like violence doesn't count if he's drunk. Like
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's not assault or battery if
I wasn't drunk. I wasn't drunk. He ran up to me, and the way that I move on stage, you probably shouldn't do that because you don't know where I'm gonna flail my arms or guitar at that particular moment. Okay, you just don't know when that's gonna happen. But yes, I like that. Yeah, I like that. It's not violence if you're drunk. All right.
We cracked the code.
Oh, filter, not fuel. Sorry, filter, not fuel. Why did I say fuel? They will both start with the F. Same difference, same band. No, just kidding.
Is Fuel a band? I've never even heard of a band named Fuel.
Yeah. Is there? There is.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Am I
no
thinking
idea.
Am
I just thinking of Tool and it sounds close enough that I'm like, yeah, that's probably right.
I'm just hearing the Metallica song.
Tool, Fuel, and Filter are all the same band. They're pretty much the same thing. No difference.
You is the lead singer for all three.
Yui's the lead singer for all three.
Yui metal. What the fuck?
Yeah, you didn't know. She's an incredible voice range.
That'd be fucking crazy.
She just has never aged. She lived through the 90s, played in multiple bands. She transforms into other singers.
She's
that skilled. Yeah.
All right, song 3.
Song 3. Yeah, song 3, Slaughter to Prevail. We didn't get off topic here at all. Here we go.
Meals a day. 3 sisters.
Oh, this was cool, by the way. This intro. I had not seen this before the show.
One in the 3rd grade.
And by the way, shout out to Chris Newsom for this footage. Make sure you go check out his channel, subscribe to it. Here, I'll subscribe right now. Almost forgot to do that. Here we go.
Elementary school, 1 in the 3rd grade of junior high school, and 1 in the 3rd grade of high school. They set off on a friendly journey to Mount Fuji to see the rising sun.
That was cool to see.
They find themselves in trouble.
By the way, I thought that was really cool to see live, that whole little lore before the song, before they played it.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this yet. What are they? Okay, never mind. I'm just going to listen.
They're explaining song. You want me to rewind it a little bit?
A little bit. Yeah, I want to know what they're saying.
Yeah, I got you. Oh.
1 in the 3rd grade of elementary school, 1 in the 3rd grade of junior high school, and 1 in the 3rd grade of high school. They set off on a friendly journey to Mount Fuji to see the rising sun. However, they find themselves in trouble. The weather in the mountains is changeable. They are caught in a storm and seem to have gotten lost. They were shivering from the cold and feeling dizzy. To make matters worse, a ferocious-looking bear suddenly appeared in front of them.
That is a fucking monster. That ain't no bear.
Each need sun. Each need sun. The 3 sisters chant the magic number 3 for help. At that moment, a miracle happened. When they chanted the number 3, thunder rumbled from the sky, scaring away the ferocious bear and getting them out of trouble.
Yeah, it's so fucking cool, man. I love shit like that.
So what'd you think, Champ, of that little intro there?
Yeah, I love shit like that, bro. Give me all the lore, give me all the animation like that. That shit is fun as hell. You know, like that's how you prep us as the audience to get into whatever's about to happen next, you know? Like it brought me from, I'm at a 0 and that brought me up to like a 25. So I'm starting already strong, like I'm a quarter of the way there.
Hell yeah, man. I'm so excited to see Alex come out on stage right now. Fucking Yoshi!
Yeah, so they had the 3 pyro. They had 3 on each side.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if that was intentional.
That's what we had, right? Oh shit, you're right. 3 pyro, the 3.
I love Sue's part here.
Hey, pause it for a sec.
I was just about to too.
Okay, so I saw somebody mention that maybe the backtrack was too loud or something like that going into this, and I disagree because that sounded super live to me.
We had more.
What did you guys think?
We had more of a backing track during our performance that we saw in Irving. This one was a lot lower, and
I could hear her breaking
Sue.
through it.
Yeah, you can hear Sue breaking through it. The Sue parts did break through at the Irving one, but the other ones were backing tracks. I'm sorry, let me rephrase what I was saying. Yeah, no, you could hear Sue at the one that we saw, but the backing track was pretty loud at Irving. This one's a lot more quieter.
It might be there, but they're singing loudly to the point where like you could hear like there was a little like a little bit of a
Yeah.
pitchy sound there at
Yep.
the end. But I
You
love
can tell
that.
she's
That's
dancing.
great. Yeah, exactly.
I love hearing that you can tell she's dancing. If it sounds too
That's
perfect, I'm like,
so much better.
Yeah.
Yes.
By the way,
So much
also,
better.
I'm stoked for Alex to come out because I want to hear, because I've
Me
seen the
too.
clip of him, but I haven't seen it from this angle, and this is going to be way better. This is going to,
Yeah.
because up close is dope, but like I want to see the whole scope of the dancing with him, like
I
in
just
the middle
chose-
between the fire.
I just chose the most viewed clip, so I was like, hopefully
Yeah.
this is good. Oh, by the way, Eric was learning the guitar parts for his songs. He said some of those high-pitched squeals on the guitars were so difficult to learn and play for it. For reasons. There's a reason why I learned it. You'll find out soon. But anyways, back to the video.
I love how she turns around there.
The choreo actually kind of reminds me of Gimme Chocolate.
Let's go.
That harmonic squeal you're talking about,
Yeah.
Alan?
Where's he at? Where's he at? Let's go.
Oh no! Fuck yeah!
Wait, where's Moa? Oh, she
She's
went
off to the left. Yeah, look at him headbang. Cool.
All right, hit the Carlton.
Hey. Hilarious.
Fuck yeah! I'm so happy you did that.
So sick.
Yo, Tampa. God
Got
damn.
blessed.
You all probably just got the best show in the U.S. I swear.
That might be the best of this tour.
So far.
Yeah.
Keep in mind they're going to MSG.
The theater.
Cool.
Oh man,
Very
go.
cool.
I really
Very
hope.
cool.
I
Welcome
really-
back to another reaction
hey.
video. And
Hey, that's Chase. By the way, good friend of ours. Say hi to Chase.
Yeah.
He did a
Chase.
reaction to Baby Metal also. We need to tell him how to spell Baby Metal though. Kind of fucked up there, Chase. Wait, what? Really? Come on. This is like
Oh, put this.
that's
put
what
the space.
that's what I did when I first started out, and I called them triplets. I mean, come on,
That's
Chase.
that's child metal. That's toddler metal right there.
he's reacting to the Baby Metal cover band, I think, called Baby Metal. Oh shit! Just knocked my knee into my camera. Shook everywhere. That was
Holy
awesome.
shit!
That
What an
was awesome.
experience.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was really good. I thought that was a great performance, actually.
Tampa got lucky. Chris Newsom's in the chat. Hey, welcome.
Oh, what's up, Chris?
Thank you for the footage. Thank you for the footage. Well, we didn't really ask you, but we just played it. Thank you for filming.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You got a
man.
good shot of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
that was
great.
good. So it looks like he was screaming over Momo's part, but I think that's just because they had him there.
Yeah,
You know what
of
I mean?
course,
Like in
of course.
other ones that wouldn't be the case.
I just still think his voice might have been in some of the layers. I don't know.
It definitely was.
Oh, for the Ishni-san, yeah. Where they're saying Ishni-san, it was definitely there.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
definitely there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
But
I just
Momo's
don't think
part-
he was
Momo's
there.
part was her. I think that was all
The
her.
second
Like,
verse part, the
Yeah.
second verse part where she does the screams before his screams,
Yeah.
I'm still pretty sure is only her, but
That's so hype.
layers of her.
Hey guys, I tried. No, you did a great job, Chris. No, that was good. That was a really
No, that was
Yeah.
perfect.
That was awesome.
Yo, and gotta call out people in the comments on some of these videos that were released. People are like, I've been seeing folks saying that the Baby Metal fans are asleep in the crowd with Alex Terrible up there. I'm like, guys, this is the first time and maybe the only time that's ever gonna happen. Like, people wanted to film it on their phones because like you're not gonna see this again. Like, cut some slack. Cut some slack. They're not sleeping. They're just hyped the fuck up. Like, they're fans. You know?
Wait, what happened?
So-
They were they're giving them shit.
No,
for
people were
filming?
saying, yeah, like in some of the official footage that like Alex Terrible released and stuff like that, comments on like Instagram and X were like, you know, the crowd isn't moshing and stuff for that song because everyone's on their phone. But it's like, I get it. Like, I also like, it's conflicting. Like, do you want to be involved in it and going crazy because it's a fucking awesome, crazy song, or do you want to try to capture it? But like,
that was a rare occasion. Like, that was
I know, that's what I'm
rare
saying.
thing. It's not like it's happening every single day.
yeah, they're just fans, guys. Like, come on.
Yeah, I get what you're both saying, and I don't disagree. But I'll tell you, if I was in that crowd, I'd want to just be watching, not filming.
Yeah, I'd want to get like a picture maybe, and then just go.
Yeah, but just because, listen, Chris did us a huge favor here, you know? So I'm glad that people were filming, you know, or else we wouldn't have been able to see it. I just wouldn't have been able to myself because I'm still one of those guys from the older generation that just wants to live in the moment when I'm at the concerts. I rarely can ever film anything.
For the people up front, that's a lot harder to film. For Chris, who seems to be in a stands and stuff,
like seats,
in seats, that makes way more sense to film.
And straight ahead.
It makes my first New York City show with Baby Metal. I filmed because I was sitting. Like I have to be doing something. I've learned a very valuable lesson at the Irving show that I can never be sitting for a concert ever again because I just like am bored out of my mind. I have to be in the crowd with everyone, like enjoying the music. That's just me. I can't just be sitting in a seat watching a band. I don't know. I just can't do it.
Oh, I can, but it depends on what the band is. Like, I mean, if you give me a band that I've already seen 5 times, I can easily just sit there in a chair and chill back and drink a beer while I'm watching them. If it's the first time I'm seeing a band, though, like, yeah, man, I'm gonna get into that shit. No. You know, like even fucking Papa, yeah, I'll get into that shit.
Yeah, even, especially for Papa, yeah, I want to definitely be in the crowd. Crazy. I gotta be in the crowd for that song.
But going into that show that we saw last year, man, like Papa Yo was definitely my least favorite Baby Metal song. And then after the show, I was like, you know what? That's one of their best live songs.
Same for me.
Yeah.
Papa Ya, I was not a fan of that song until I saw it live. And it was in Austria when I first saw it. And it was a blast. And now I absolutely love the song. It's so much better live than recording.
It's so much better. It's built for it.
Yeah, it's built for live. And it's like at every show now. Like pretty much every concert I went to go see with Baby Metal.
I mean, song 3 is also kind of built for a live performance too. Just the way that it's, you know, with the, you know, both of those are really, really great.
Yeah.
I mean, Baby Metal, it's Baby Metal. They're a live performance band.
People were saying song 3 lyrics were cheesy. I would agree if it was in English, but since it's in Japanese, it just makes it not as cheesy.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. I'll just pretend that like the translation would have made it way more awesome. You know what I mean? Like,
I wonder if like Japanese fans think that, like when they're listening to it like fully fluent in Japanese, thinking
I wonder.
It's a little corny, but it's cool, like it's fun. But because it's foreign to like my ears, I'm like, this is so like catchy.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
But it also might not sound cheesy in Japanese, you know? It might only sound cheesy in the English translation of the Japanese. Because that's what happens with like the Korean stars all the time too. They say like they'll try to do English lyrics. They'll try to do English lyrics and it'll just be the worst, like the corniest fucking bullshit that you've ever heard in your life. But you know, they're translating it over from Korean. So it's like, maybe it sounded cooler.
Yeah. So sorry for accidentally blasting.
Hey, Alan, you good? You good?
Yeah. What's going on, man?
It's good.
Did you just try to cut me off? You don't want me to finish my sentence, man? What's going on?
Our producer's going crazy.
I'm fucking it up, all right? Oh, no. I was going back to the video and I forgot to mute it. I'm sorry. Just to see like what the crowd was. And there was a mosh pit still going on during the song. Just saying.
Ah, interesting. Yeah, because the clips that were circulating social media, they didn't show a mosh, which is why they were saying that. But that's just how social media works. Like you don't get the full picture.
Yeah, in Chris's video, I'm trying to get. Yeah, there is a mosh right here, like the 2:30 mark. You can you see people moshing. Yeah. Oh, there's here. Let me pull the show you guys real quick.
Champ. In the chat, someone just said, "Has anyone checked out Broken by the Scream's new song?"
Oh, Alexander. I will mention that soon.
Look at
they got a little pit going.
There's a pit going right here. What is everyone talking about? That was actually my biggest.
It's a small pit though. I get what they're saying.
Even Irving was a small pit though. It was a okay one. It was
Road of Resistance was pretty big. Road of Resistance got
that one was pretty big.
Are they still doing the parting of the Red
Yeah,
Sea?
yeah, but we fucked
yeah.
it up horribly. Like it was.
Yeah, people
like,
jumped the gun. People
yeah.
jumped the gun.
I was like, man, I just wish we like follow directions better, Americans. God damn.
She made it very clear. She said,
Hey, I know. I don't know how else she could have said it. I mean, I guess she just should have told us in Japanese, and we might have listened, maybe.
Wait, I don't understand how you guys screwed that up. Like, what did you do? Like, go vertically? Did you start rising and lower it?
It was like a fucking circle. Like, it was a
Yeah, it was
split
like a circle.
circle, and like, I'm like, we got part, guys. We got part.
You know what it was? The people in the front, they didn't want to lose their spots. So they were like, we're staying right here. You guys can circle around us if you want to.
Anyways, that was great. So
Yeah,
happy
that was
I waited
sick.
to check it out with you all. That was fun. That was fun.
That was sick. I do still now. This made me more excited. I hope that I could get into that MSG show because that sounds really fucking great.
How would we get a special show out there for New York City? Come on, we got the interview happening.
I'm saying,
it'd
and
be
it's
so cool to have something
MSG,
else.
bro. Like they're
Yeah.
gonna do something. I think.
I've never watched a show at MSG ever. So
Most famous arena in the world, right? That's what they call it.
So it'll be my first time ever going to Madison Square Garden, even though I've lived in New York for like 20 years. But
Yeah, that's actually wild. Jesus.
Yeah, I know. I never really went to a lot of concerts when I was younger. Actually, I played a lot of concerts. I never went to
No,
a
like
lot.
sports events. Like you never went to a Knicks game or something.
No, I
either?
hated sports. I didn't really care about sports.
I always forget that the music community and the sports community don't usually mesh with each other.
Yep, I didn't get into football until I worked at Carl's Jr. here in El Paso, and I only did it for betting purposes. So,
All right, people in the comments are bringing up the "Broken by the Scream" song, so I want to talk about it for a second.
Yes.
You guys, yeah. So like a couple hours ago, "Broken by the Scream" put out a new track, and it's 14 fucking minutes long. It's
damn.
insane. Like it's insane. It's one of the craziest songs that I've heard since I was telling Alan and Shade before we even got on, because as soon as I saw it was 14 minutes, I had to listen to it. So I did it real quick before we started this podcast, and it just got crazier and crazier as it went, and to the point where like it went through like 6 or 7 different genres throughout the course of this 14-minute epic. And by the time it ended, I was like, that was one of the most unique and like creative songs that I've heard since like I started the Champ Medium channel over here doing not Epic EPIC, Epic EPOCH. Like it's a fucking epic, bro. Like it's a fucking story from beginning to end where you're just like on this whole thing with them, bro. And I didn't realize how great the band. I knew that the band was good, but I didn't realize that they were like fantastic, because some of the shit that they did in there was like soaking in Noro shit, just like in the middle of it, just randomly throwing in these wicked ass guitar leads and crazy stops with the drums and stuff like that. And then just switching over, suddenly you hear a saxophone come in and they do a jazz breakdown in the middle of it. And then it goes into this like pop musical sound where you're just like, it sounds like this SpongeBob musical just started. And you're like, what the hell is going on here? And then it's progressive death metal again. And you're like, whoa, this is a wild song, dude. So worth watching. I'm sad that Shade and Alan didn't have a chance to listen to it first, because I want to talk to them about it also. But straight up, dude, one of the cooler songs I've heard in a few years, especially coming out of the Japanese scene.
Next Sunday, we'll watch it before next Sunday podcast, and we'll talk about it. And chat, go check it out. Yeah, I'm excited for it, and it's really awesome to hear that they have a phenomenal band behind them that can like do this stuff and make them even more interesting behind the singers. And I was seeing right now in the music video how they have the band like kind of in the video, so they're like featuring those members also.
Yeah,
not just the singers.
They'd have to, because there's so many. There's like long stretches where it's just the band playing and there's no vocals. And they're just showing off, so you'd have to, get them in there or whatever. But also, this was the longest amount of like screaming that I've heard them do, because they do, they go back and forth in the song and in other songs also. But the sheer amount that you need to do for a 14-minute song to just scream like for so much of that was really impressive. Also, I didn't realize how good the girls were at doing this. So I just thought, I blew my fucking mind, bro. Honestly,
yeah. Hell yeah.
Is that a banjo? In the video.
Was there a band?
I wouldn't be surprised. I heard so
like a banjo in
many
the
instruments in there, bro. So many. It was really cool. It was really cool. Definitely worth listening to.
I don't know. I thought I saw it in the background with that. Yeah, right here. Hold on. It's when they step apart.
Do we get country halfway? Oh, what?
No, never mind. I must have been seeing
what is that? The tambourine?
Yeah, I saw like
Is
the
that a
drum.
ukulele?
It's hard to tell. Maybe on the right.
On the right, yeah. Oh, that does look like a snare. That's a snare.
Yeah,
Dude,
I saw the snare and I thought it was the
Alan, use the
circle of
period
banjo.
button. You could go up just frame by frame so you could see it better.
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah. I know.
the period.
No, I know. I skipped it by accident. Yeah, that's the snare. So he's hitting the snare in the back right there. That's what he's doing. Oh, I didn't mean to-
Yeah, but you could also hear a
And
triangle.
copyright.
There's a
Yeah.
triangle.
I love how he's just like rocking on the snare. This is probably like a way. Oh yeah, that's a ukulele all the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ukulele and a triangle and a single snare drum right there. Just in that little
Sure.
section.
All
Sure.
right, we gotta check it out. Broke My Scream. Let's check it out together. Watch it. Talk about it next stream.
Yeah, definitely. Also, Palanio came out with a song a couple days ago that's also worth listening to.
Yeah,
I really like them. They've put out some really good tracks that I feel like fly under the radar. Not a lot of people like in our community talk about them that much.
Yeah,
but
we got
every time they drop something, it's really good.
And I'm doing an interview with them in Japan. It's a 80% sure thing. We're trying to get it set up with J Music fans, so look out for that. That should happen with them. I'm really interested in getting to know them more about their music. But yeah, they came out 2 days ago with one. I think we have a mini interview on the channel where we talk to them, or it's on the Guys channel. I can't remember where we put it, but yeah. What was cool about this video? This music video.
I don't know. I wasn't watching it.
Oh, okay.
I was just listening to the songs. After a couple of minutes, I was just like, dude, this is 14 minutes long. Like I literally took it from, I was taking a shit in the bathroom listening to it. And then I took it into the shower with me to finish listening to it. And then I drove to Quick Check listening to it in my car and then drove back with my coffee, finished listening to it. Like it's 14 fucking minutes, bro. Like I couldn't just sit there. I had to be
in
doing
my
stuff.
head, you didn't pause it at all, and I'm like, dude, this is a long song. If you were able to shit, shower, and drive, and it's still going. Like you didn't pause it for any of that.
Well, you
He
had,
was
to pause it when walking through the house, probably. You know.
I
This is why you
I
guys-
didn't pause it, dude. I did
why
not
we have
pause it. I
diapers.
was
Oh, you didn't pause it. Okay.
I didn't pause it. No, I'm just very fast. That's what she said.
You
know,
should,
but like
you should have wore a diaper, probably.
Yeah,
You know,
just
you
like we
could've really
did. We
enjoyed it.
began with diapers. We're gonna end with diapers.
Yeah.
So
Should have worn a diaper while watching the videos.
do you guys think if Baby Metal put out a brand of diapers that it would actually sell out?
Oh,
like, immediately?
100%. 100%.
It's wild.
Yeah.
They can put out whatever they want.
It would sell.
It
might
could
be-
be literally anything.
that would be my most embarrassing purchase that I will make.
You could put it on your dog in the background and
Aw.
be like, "This wasn't for
Yeah,
me."
there we go.
By the way, so this is interesting. A B Metal in the chat says people threatening to leave the Baby Metal fandom over a radio show guest is wild business, as if the girls are able to say
Wait, what?
no.
What, the Maximum the Hormone one?
Is it about Maximum the Hormone? Like,
I don't know. I just know that they were on the
Yeah.
radio show.
Yeah, here, let me pull up. Shout out to CMST. He like shoots us a bunch of these updates. But they had a couple of their shows. There's some videos out there where.
Oh, okay. A
English
politician
subtitles.
next week. They're talking about. So the show hasn't dropped yet.
So wait, is it like Japanese fans dropping off? I'm assuming. So is that what's going on? So the MPH's first appearance, for example, they talk about how excited they were to go to Disneyland when they were in the United States. But
Yeah, that's
But
probably
then
not what this.
then Rio lost the wallet.
yeah, things got
Yeah.
quiet when Rio announced that he had lost his wallet. He got it back. Wow, he got his wallet back. That's impressive.
Okay, so they're talking about a Japanese politician. I'm gonna keep my toes out of that one. I think there's enough American politics that's going on right now for me to not be able to
backing
pay
out of the
attention to
fandom,
them.
backing out of an entire fandom over something like this, I think you got to check whether or not you're a real fan, because you can just not watch it. It's fine. Like that,
Yeah.
you know that, right? You don't have to watch it.
No, Shay, because if you're a real fan, you watch everything they do and you get obsessively involved in it, okay? No matter
And you
what
have to
they
like
do.
it all to
You
the
have
same
to
amount.
like it all. And you have to be,
Yeah.
that brand of politics, apparently, also, whatever they're doing. I don't know. I'm there for the music, guys. I don't really give a fuck
Yeah.
about anything else. Like, it's just like when people talk shit about, like, oh, they were put together by a corporation or whatever. I'm like, I don't fucking care. Like, the music's good and makes
It's
me
the
feel good.
music.
Like, I'm
It's
there for
the
that.
music.
Lucas said a metalhead politician is kind of goated though.
Kinda. It's so rare, honestly.
Well,
They would never admit to it in America, though. Like there ain't no fucking
yeah, you don't think
politicians
so?
that would not
Yeah.
not an upper government.
Neo
Maybe
said-
like local politicians.
Neo said female Japanese politician that is very conservative. Apparently, she's a huge metalhead. Okay.
All right, well, whatever. Like, listen, we've talked about this before. Where do you draw the line for like music versus what touches the music? And it's like, this is so far away from where I would draw my line. Like, it's not sexual assault or anything. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty much where I'm going to start drawing the line, I think. Not
weird.
your politics.
I'll say this. It is weird to have a politician on this for real. But since she's a big metalhead, now it makes more sense. Maybe they're going to talk
that's
music.
why,
They're
right?
gonna talk music. It's just like with the Guys and Guys podcast. We took out one clip for Jordan Peterson where he talks about how music can emotionally move you. That's the only clip we talked about, right? And we got so much shit for it. I'm like, we're just talking about the music, like how he loves music. I thought that was fascinating the way he described it. But
and I don't give a fucking shit about him as a human being. Like, I don't agree with most of his stuff, but if he's talking about music, like, why not listen to that part? Everybody's got nuance, right? Like, you could agree with some things that somebody says and other things that they don't,
Yeah, it's because I agree with everything that Champ and Shade all the time, 100%. We all agree on everything,
It's smart.
right?
It's smart, yeah.
Yeah,
the other day I was like, Alan, you're such a piece of shit. And he was like, I agree.
Yeah, I agree. We got receipts. Yeah, it happened.
She fits the theme of the radio show. Yeah, if she's a huge metalhead, they were probably just talking about music. Has nothing to do with the politics. But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd assume. I mean, this is a bold assumption. I'd assume they're going to leave politics out of it. But it's probably just going to be like, what was your history with metal? How did you get into metal? What do you like? Who's your favorite bands? Those sort of questions. But who knows, man? Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. But again, we've also said everybody has their own line, so it's like I don't really want to jump on anybody for creating their line there. If that's where they want to draw their line, that's where they're going to draw their line. But it just wouldn't be mine,
Yeah, for sure. Maybe new policies for metalheads.
I mean, but as you guys know, Baby Metal isn't a real metal band, so it's okay. They can interview other people. They're just an idol group with a backing.
Right. No, not metal. Not metal, just idols.
Yeah.
Just idols.
Bullshit.
Anyways, I really got to check out these some of these guests though, like especially Maximum Hormone. We'll look into that over the week.
If you want to watch, if you had to pick one of all the guests that they've done so far, do the one from oh my gosh, it's his Grand Excellence, Saitama.
Saijima.
Yeah, Saijima. Like, that's the best episode. That's the best episode that they've done, and I've watched almost all of them. Saitama.
Oh, Saitama.
It is amazing. Like, the entire episode is like a bit that they're doing, and it's hilarious. Like, because they're doing this concert at the end of August where they're like battling, like the two bands, like Baby Metal, and like they're like battling. It's so funny. Like, Momo's doing her growls, like she's talking in her demon voice and like growling, like for half of the interview, and it's fucking hilarious, guys. It really is. If you had to watch one, that's the one I'd pick out.
Sweet, let's do it.
Here, let's talk about another topic. I talked about this with Imagination. We did a podcast that'll be up later this week if you guys missed it. But there's something you brought up that you're saying we could talk about was the lip syncing thing with Sue with the scream. So,
yeah, but I don't think if we were talking about that, like relating to the videos that we watched, I don't think that was happening.
So this is what here's my thoughts on it. Let me play a clip first, and then I'll tell you my thoughts on this whole thing after playing the clip. So here's what everyone's up in arms about.
Oh, definitely.
So as you can see, she drops the mic. Track's still going. This is very common to have a backing track and that you sing along with it. Now, it's up to the person mixing it to decide how loud that backing track is. Of course, we all prefer it when it's a lot lower. And she could have not been feeling well and just stopped at that certain point, is what Imagination and I were talking about. That could totally happen. Our general consensus was we don't give a fuck. But what do you guys think?
I give a fuck. I do. Like, it bothers me when it's all lip synced like that. But one thing that I've noticed specifically with Japanese and Korean groups doing live stuff is that they will often drop out the last word or syllable of the live show so that they could transition into the next part. So a lot of the times the backing track, just like a whole line, will be quieter until you get to the last word, and then that one will match their live vocals exactly, which my assumption is that's what's happened right there.
Well,
So
I
here's
think
another.
it's important to distinguish the difference between lip syncing and a backing track. So I think some people do not create a difference in their head of what that means. Like a backing track versus lip sync. Sue is still singing. Like she's still holding the mic singing for that note. She just ends early and we just hear the backtrack.
Yeah.
It's not like maybe some other groups, like especially in the pop scene, that do a lot more lip syncing because they're dancing and the audio would sound kind of shit horrible if they were trying to actually sing and they weren't as conditioned as like Baby Metal is.
Right.
But she's not lip syncing. So I think that needs to be put to bed. She's clearly singing 100% of the time. It's just there's a backing track to make sure that the people in the venue are getting the best possible audio because they paid hundreds of dollars to
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But for trolls and for haters, it's just, they're of course
It's just fuel to their fire,
It's
man.
fuel
It's
to
just
their
fuel.
fire. Yeah.
See,
but this
Alan, I think
this is not just common though with pop bands. This is common with who did we just see with them that opened up? What's their name? They fucking did it. Like all the way.
Bollywood?
Black Veil Brides.
Black Veil Brides.
Oh,
but their
yeah.
backing track was way higher than his voice. And it was
Bollywood, I meant.
very fucking noticeable until he did screams. Screams was the
his
only
scream-
time
his screams
that would
sounded
go.
good. I'll say it
screams
every
were
time.
good, but
It was good.
It was the same thing with Black Veil Brides. They did the same exact thing, backing tracks, but in that case, the back tracks were way louder than his actual singing voice, which was much harder to hear. And the main reason why that popped out at me so much is because when Bloodywood was singing, you could tell it was them singing. Like there was no like
difference.
it was a lot less backing tracks going on, and their voices were out front. Now,
if you have a comparison point, then it's easier to say.
Baby Metal, it is a mixed bag. Sometimes the backing tracks are way louder than her voices because they do have a lead backing track for Sue that does all the main lines, but it's normally significantly lower. Now, that lead track is the effects track, and you can hear it in this clip. That is the effects track that they have in the back. So when she stops, you can hear how artificial that backing track sounds, because that is very common. When I would do vocal shows also, I would have a delay vocal track and a reverb vocal track underneath, but I would sing the main lead vocals while that was playing underneath it. But if you go out of tune when you're singing, it's going to sound really shitty because when it starts clashing with the tracks. So my point of saying all this is it doesn't take away from her ability to be able to sing. And those are comments that piss me off. They're like, oh, she can't really sing. And I say, fuck you. She can sing. And it's a lot harder than you think to actually follow a backing track, because if you get off a little bit, you are screwed. And you always see those bands that cut off the backing tracks and then they're like, oh, they have to turn it off if they accidentally go off of it at all, and then just continue the show. But anyways, this is my thoughts on that.
I honestly think that sometimes it's way harder to play with a backing track, which is why I think that sometimes these groups like just shouldn't do it sometimes, because they're trying so hard to match the vocals that are on the track that like you don't have that like sort of like window that you can kind of mess with your own vocals, because it's going to sound weird, like you said, clashing. So like I personally, if I were in the band, I'd prefer to have it lower for myself, or just not be there at all in most sections. But like I said earlier, like those transition parts, especially with groups that are dancing, they're put there a lot of the time louder at the end. Like I bet, Alan, if you took that track that we were just hearing right there, it would sound louder on the track at the end of it than it would at the beginning of it, just because they need those transitions while they're dancing to move on to the next choreographed spot. Now, this was the very end of the song, so it's not as much of a thing, but they are moving to another spot after that.
So from my experience, I completely agree with you, Champ, with the playing to a backing track, because when we did the opening, in comparison, I was in this band called Scoracha Vita. We did opening with POD and opening with Chevelle. POD, we didn't use the backing track, and it was super fucking fun, and we could have long-winded in-betweens, But with the backing track, we had to time out our in-betweens, and it was so less fun. Because you had to shorten your interactions and stuff, so I completely agree with you. Even when I do the cover band stuff is a lot more fun than doing the Cometa stuff that I do in Boston. Because Cometa, we follow strict backing tracks and stuff like that. I don't get to do the fun stuff I like to do, which is crowd interaction. We still do a lot of it. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of it, but it's very timed. is like timed amount of interaction. So I agree with you. I hate having that time constraint, but I've gotten used to it over the years. So I still have fun with Kometa anyways. We still get involved with everybody and run around, but it is definitely weirder when you have the backing track because you're so limited sometimes to how much.
At the end of the day, guys, most of us get fucking tired. Like, imagine trying to have a conversation, like talk on the phone while climbing stairs. Like even something like that you can go at your own pace, you can choose, and you'll still be like out of breath and have a hard time like like speaking. And they're up there for like an hour straight dancing choreography that's insanely intricate. And Sue's doing a lot of the same moves and also expected to hold some of those like long belting notes like at the end of karate and stuff like that. And it's like, this is literally the last note she sings of that entire set. And it's like it cuts off 2 seconds early. Like,
and she wouldn't do that. Listen, she wouldn't have cut herself off visually right there if she didn't know. Like it would be in her mind already that people would be like, "Oh, she's lip syncing." Like, so she already knows that that's going to be like a comment that's made. So she's comfortable and confident enough to know that that's not what's actually happening, and she's willing to let you visualize it as you can. Now, there's a difference. Like, I think. So, like, if you watch these groups or these bands or whatever, and they're playing live and they're just standing there and they're singing a song where there's no choreo or dancing or anything like that, and all you hear is backtracked vocals while they're just standing there, then that's going to start to bother me. Because now you don't really have the excuse of, like, needing the transitions or needing the help in general. You should be able to just stand there and sing live. But they're moving the whole time. So there's like a totally different precedent set with them. And honestly, like all the Korean groups that I listen to, it's the same fucking thing where it's like, if they're standing there, I expect them to be singing. But if they're dancing the whole time, I do expect them to sing, but with a backing track to help with the transitions.
This makes me think that maybe some of the tracks of the new album may be Black Baby Metal again, or a version of it, whether it's Pink Baby Metal or something where it's just Momo and Moa.
Pink Baby
because
Pink Baby Metal. Let's go Black Pink Baby Metal.
Black Pink Baby Metal. There's no copyright issues in that. But because I just watched the Tokyo Dome shows last night, and it is so obviously put in places for a reason. Like they'll have like a Sue solo, right? Like Amore or Rondo of Nightmare or something, and then go into a Black Baby Metal song, like GJ or Onodai. Like they'll go into a Black Baby Metal song, and then another Sue solo, and then a Black Baby Metal, and then they come back together, and it gives them like each of the group like time to rest and like reset, and then go back out there. Because like back in the day, I'm sure. I don't know, but I've only ever seen like the professional footage of it, so I don't know how much like the backing tracks and mixed really was. But maybe they used less of it back in the day because they were able to like maneuver their set list a little bit more so that they had more breaks.
I mean, back in the day, they just didn't have a lot of the technology we have now, and it's much more easier to construct backing tracks nowadays compared to back then too. You know.
Yeah, there's a huge difference, like from just your own ears, right? Like where before, let's say 10 years ago, backing tracks were pretty much like one layer that just existed at like whatever mix level it was at, and it would stay there for the entirety of the song. Like that's as basic as it got. Nowadays, we have like specific words and phrases being EQ'd to like help with different parts of the song and stuff like that. It's way more in depth and way more complicated, but I also think it allows that these bands today to give a better live performance because we are hearing live stuff in the parts where we need to hear live stuff.
Somebody said, please be sober and clean if you meet the girls. I've been clean for a long time. I've had a couple of mess ups, but I don't drink, so you don't have to worry about
They might be talking about me. And yes,
they're talking about you.
Don't worry, I'm not going to meet them. I won't be sober or clean, but I'm not going to meet them.
I'm about to say, I'm always clean and sober. You can ask Shade. I don't touch any drinks. So
I will have a blunt and a beer, but they will be far away from the girls from Baby Metal.
If this was,
they could be like, Champ, do you want to come back? And he's like, I can't. I made a promise on the stream. I can't.
Even the first time I met him, I wasn't drunk. I would never do that for an interview. That would be so
What
stupid.
if they handed you a blunt? What if you went backstage and Baby Metal was smoking blunts backstage? Like, would you be like, I'm in?
I would probably do that thing where I pretend to smoke it for one because I hate weed. I hate smoking.
Just
in
hold it in your
general.
mouth like a
I just
cigar
hold
and
it
blow
in
it
my-
out.
Yeah. I'll be like, oh yeah. I'll just pretend.
Oh, it hit me so fast. Oh man.
I do the same thing when people pass me alcohol. I'm just like, yeah. Just like put it off to the side. No,
you need to
most of
smoke
time
the
I'm-
beer and drink the weed.
I'm upfront now about it. When people offer it, before I used to be like, oh, I can't do this, and then I would just do it. But now I say, hey guys, I'm sorry, I don't drink. But
Yeah,
don't
people
offer
are
me
super
beer.
accepting of it now. Like,
Yeah.
there's still the
Before it
peer
was
pressure
bad.
and social pressure, but people are a little bit nicer about it now.
There is a social pressure about it. As long as I'm well rested, I can say no problem. That's my biggest issue. Is just make sure I don't get burned out. But
nobody give Alan weed anyway because I've seen what that does to him, and he can't hold his own in that situation.
I just go quiet. Well, that wasn't weed, champ. That was some other things.
No, I'm not even talking about that. You remember when we went to Minnesota and got the fake weed for those pretzels?
Oh yeah. I just go quiet. I just can't talk anymore.
Your eyes went red so fast, bro. I just want to say this is the difference between me and Alan. I got it was a 50 case of pretzels from Minnesota when they were like selling like it was like not regular THC or whatever. It was like it was like really small. It was like 1 mg per pretzel. I ate like 30 of them. I gave Alan one and his eyes just flared into red almost instantly. I was like, holy shit, dude, this is doing nothing to me.
And I just stood there just staring.
Yeah, you got very quiet.
Into the abyss. And you're
this is why you can't smoke weed and talk and give an interview.
For some reason, any type of drug or anything will completely fuck me up. It has like tremendous effects on me, no matter what. Yeah.
At least you know your limits, man.
Yeah,
a lot of people can't say that.
There is none. I just can't touch it.
There you go.
No limit.
My limit is 0.
My limit is 0. Because even if I have one drink, I'll be like, let's go. I'll have like way
the
more.
limit does not exist.
Yeah. No.
Nice.
But but anyways, guys, consider joining our Patreon to help support us. We have a podcast there on a podcast tier. Wow, I can't talk over there. It helps support what we're doing. Helps these interviews happen. Helps us like get out there to these shows. So any support, we greatly appreciate it. I'm going to put up the interview questions actually right now over on the Patreon if you want to check them out, what I'm going to be asking. Well, what we submitted to get approved for Baby Metal and for Hanabiye. So those interviews are both happening this week. And can't wait to share that with you. We're going to be going live a lot during this entire trip. Champ and I are going to do a live stream probably before the show, after the show. We're going to talk to
hopefully
you all.
Cross your fingers.
Yeah. No, Champ's getting there. We're going to get him there. So again, if you guys know anyone who has extra tickets, let us know. I'm going to go look up online, see if there's some tickets available. But if anyone has any that are not quadruple the original sale price, that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, we would.
Also, before we sign
charge
off,
your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we sign off, I do want to mention we could go into more details about next week, but they did release a trailer for the that anime that Bandmate is doing the exit song from.
She is Justice or something Justice.
Something Justice, yeah. But it's out there. So if you want to listen to it, like skip to the 1 minute mark of the third trailer and you can hear Bandmate's new song for it.
Yeah. And also, you can join our Discord and add questions on there. The Baby Metal one's kind of cut off. Maybe you can add some Hanabiye ones. I always tag you guys when these interviews are happening on Discord. You also get notified when the videos come out, since YouTube doesn't do it. Also have a Patreon free tier, which also notifies you when things are happening in our in our neck of the woods. We have a lot more coming up, so we'll get stay in tune. We'll be announcing some stuff for the Chicago show for the November 1st show, and letting you guys know ahead of time over there. So join us over there. Guys, thanks for joining the podcast. We appreciate y'all. We'll see you next Sunday at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Probably a lot sooner than that, of course, but see y'all later, all right? See you.